Hello, I'm Brad Stetler. I've been at Fellowship Missionary Church since 2005. July 7th will be 2 years that I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I was overweight, but I knew that, but I knew something wasn't right. So we ended up doing a CT scan, and that's when they noticed all the tumors in my liver and my lung as well. I was at work and got a call from the nurse, and she's like, "Are you sitting down?" I'm like, "Well, I'm kind of at work, so not exactly sitting down." And she said, "Well, you've got cancer, and we need to come in and see you." So I went from a standing position to a sitting position with thousands of thoughts going through my head instantly. Of course, my first thought was to get hold of my sister, who works in oncology. She's like, "This is what's probably going to happen. There are certain steps to the type of cancer that I have that you have to start with this, and then you work on your way onto this, and then you just kind of wait and see if the chemo does what it's supposed to be doing or not." When I got home that day from work, it was like, "Okay, God, this is in your ballpark now. I've got no control over what's going on. So what is it you want from me? What is it you don't want from me now? Do I become just a face in the crowd, or is there a purpose for all of this, for me to go through all of this? Because with cancer, it's completely out of my hands. I've got no control over that whatsoever." I've prayed many times, "God, you are the mighty healer. You can heal this if this is your will." And I gladly accept it, but if it's not, have me continue to walk by faith and do whatever it is that you want me to do with this. And there's a reason for all of this going on, and I just want to follow what you have laid out before me. I went through 3 different types of chemo. Well, I figured these chemo medicines and everything that I'm taking, they've been created for a reason. I mean, God has laid it on somebody to put these things together and to go through these, at times, my 7-hour sessions with chemo hooked up to me. I went through as long as I could. They realized that wasn't working. There was a procedure that they did, was called Y90. They are like radiation beads the size of basically sand that they shot into my liver, where my liver is the worst. And if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. And unfortunately it hasn't. So this is what I'm stuck with for right now, unless maybe something else comes along or God takes me home first. So whichever works best. With my small group, people from the church have all laid hands on me, praying for healing over me. There's times when it's like, I felt bad, because it's like, I thought for a while, until after we started doing the studies, like I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong that nothing seems to be working? I have all these people that are laying hands, they want me healed, I would like to be healed, and nothing's going on. I was like, okay, is my faith not strong enough? Exactly. I mean, am I doing something wrong in my own day-to-day walk? Have I screwed something up somewhere along the way? But from this teaching though, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just continuing to do my daily walk, and again, if it's to happen, it's gonna happen. Everything is in His hands. I'm at peace with whatever happens right now. I really am. People are like, "Well, we want you around for a long time." I'm like, okay, that's fine too, but if God changes everything and He decides to call me home, I'm at peace with that very well. I just continue to get up and do what I can, and I just take things day by day. I've already got, I don't know, maybe sounds weird, but I have my funeral already planned out. I've got that all taken care of. So whenever I get cured or God takes me home, I know that that's all taken care of, because I don't want my brother and sister to even have to worry about that stuff. I've got it laid out and it's all set to go. He's got me here to do something for Him in the condition that I am, and somebody else could come along with the same type that I've got, and He could fix them in a heartbeat if He wants to. And it just amazes me how God still loves us. And there are times that He lets people go through this, but I know that He sent His Son here for all of us to have a chance to spend our eternity with Him in the kingdom. So it's just amazing the love that He shows for all of us. Don't give up on it. I believe that God can heal you in a blink of an eye if that's His choice and that's what His plans are for you. I just let him write my story.